Hey y'all, my name's Erin and I'm going to be talking about the history of bee smokers today. So first off, a little bit of background, why we use smoke. So smoke covers up the scent of oleic acid, and that's that alarm pheromone that gets released whenever bees sting something. And so the pheromone spreads pretty quickly and alerts all the other bees to be on guard and makes them a little bit more aggressive. So the smoke just kind of covers that up. And it disrupts the other chemical signals too, because, pheromones are a scent thing. And so if the bees can't smell it, then they don't really know that it's happening. Smoke also causes bees to engorge themselves on honey because they think their house is on fire. So they're gathering up all the resources and energy and nutrients that they can in preparation to fly off and find a new home that isn't on fire. And so all that honey kind of slows them down, and so they're less likely to sting you. And when I was doing research, I actually found this paper about how smoke might reduce the amount of venom that bee stingers input when they sting you. But it was very preliminary research, so there's no super definitive conclusions yet, but I thought that was pretty cool. So first off, the first smoker we're going to be talking about is the Bingham smoker, which actually wasn't created by Bingham. It was created by Moses Quimby in 1874, but unfortunately he died before he could perfect or even patent the model. So Bingham kind of took it up, fixed it up, improved it, patented it in 1878, and it's what we use today. So Moses Quimby's smoker, the bellows blew air over the top of the smoke. So the air would blow right about here and the smoke would blow up. And that was good because the smoke was generally cooler. It wasn't as hot. However, you couldn't keep the fire going down below. And so the smoker would go out quite frequently and quite quickly, which is not convenient when you're working in a bee yard with a bunch of bees. So Bingham improved the design. His bellows, the air blows up under the fire. So it stokes the fire as well as pushing smoke out the top, kind of like a 2-for-1 deal. It's pretty sweet. He also made a handle, which is this metal grate around the smoker that stays cool. So you can hold the smoker and not burn your hands, or you can hold it by the bellow, whichever you prefer. He also added some spark prevention. So there's a little metal disc that sits right about top here. And that prevents most of the sparks from shooting out the nozzle. It allows the smoke through, but the sparks kind of get derailed and they don't shoot at the top, which is good because then you don't catch your beehives on fire. Some early smokers that were used, the Native Americans used puffball fungus to control their bees. Then a little bit later on, we started burning corn cobs, which I guess burned pretty easily, but you would kind of have to wave them like a magic wand over your beehives, which is not super convenient, but it's all they had at the time. And then we moved on a little bit more sophisticated to hole punch tin cans, which is the early version of a smoker, kind of, except you had to have it on this rope and you would just kind of swing it around your beehives and you couldn't direct the smoke. Wasn't super great, but we're getting there. And the last smoker that I found that was actually really interesting is this Minoan Crete smoker from ancient Greece. And this is the earliest version of a smoker that we've ever found. And it's super cool because it kind of resembles what we have today. This big entrance is where you input all your fuel and you light it and stuff. This is the handle you hold on to. And this short little nozzle is where the smoke comes out. And so it can only be used in the horizontal position. But it is the earliest piece of technology that we found in terms of smoking bees, using smoke to control bees, that is this sophisticated. So that's really cool. All right, that's all I got. I hope y'all learned something.